Toddler Moms, let's chat regressions. So my 2-year-old did not necessarily endure any of like the sleep regressions that happen like 4 months, 8 months, blase, blase, blah, blah, blah. She didn't have those challenges. But now at 2, we're starting to get into this unfortunate regression phase that I don't like, things that she's has regressed with. So once we got rid of the pacifier at about like 18 months last year, we went from her being able to like self-soothe and put herself to sleep to her needing to be rocked to sleep at night. Now at daycare, she doesn't have a pacifier. She lays down and she goes to sleep. Now they do say that sometimes she doesn't go to sleep. She'll just lay there and be quiet and like rest the whole time. She's not disruptive. Okay, whatever, I guess. I mean, but at home, we gotta rock her to sleep. And it's the other thing is I know that we're regressing the wrong way because it's like I gotta sit in the room and rock her for 30 minutes. Now I've been doing some research and they say to just sit in the room with them, don't rock them, don't pat them, don't shake them, just kind of let them soothe. And she will in certain instances like kind of put herself to sleep. Like on Sunday, because I have been traveling so long, I let her have a contact nap and she literally just crawled in my lap and went to sleep. So when she's ready, she can do that. But if you're trying to get her to go to sleep, that's a different thing. The other thing is drop off at daycare. We went from putting her down and her getting the zoomies and running to her teachers in excitement to when I put her down, she's like wrapping herself around my legs. She's not necessarily crying, but she is kind of like very apprehensive to like walk in the room, and I have to like coach her through it. And I'm like, baby, it's time for you to go to school. You want to go play with your friends. You get to play, you get to learn, you get to color, because coloring is her thing. All of her classmates, her little friends as she calls them, are telling her hello and good morning, and I'm asking her if she's going to tell them hi, and she says no. And then, you know, after about 10, 15, and sometimes 20 minutes, she finally gives in and goes to the teacher or goes in the classroom and plays. I don't know what that's about. The third and final thing is the iPad. I understand why people do not get their child iPads and other devices, because these children turn into Tasmanian devil animals when you tell them they got to get off of it. And now, because I've been traveling so much and because I've been having so many other things to do, she's had the iPad more than I would like her to. So now when she comes home, she's asking for it. And last week we had the biggest meltdown. Like, it's at the point where we're rolling on the floor and we're screaming, crying, iPad. And so I'm just trying to establish like healthy habits with it. I don't think that it's a bad thing because I think it's educational. She's learned so much since having it in these like 5 months or whatever. But oh my God, it makes me regret giving it to her. Now, things that I've learned or like researched about that is like 60 minutes before bedtime, it's almost like you need to do no screen time in order to kind of get them to wind down. Also, like a wind down process. Now, I like to give her a bath as soon as we get home, but maybe I need to start doing that later in the process. The problem is I've established a routine where she takes a bath and then we come downstairs. The other thing is like I'm also starting to like get her to eat as soon as she gets home, because I noticed that that is when she is the most hungry, and she is like gone. She's going from greedy, wants everything you're eating, to like a picky eater. And she's been a picky eater for a while. This isn't something that has just happened, but like now it's like she don't want to eat nothing but fruit snacks and Pop-Tarts and cookies and crackers. And so if you're a toddler mom, thank you so much for joining my TED Talk. Let's chat in the comments about how we're combating all of these different challenges. Okay, bye.